Greetings, infinite blessings, and welcome to another moment of now and another episode of Hump Day Healing. So, today I would like to actually talk about why we even try, or what is the point in even bothering? Why bother? Why try? Why do we do what we do? First of all, how are you? How is everybody? What's going on with you in the collective? What's going on energetically? Because what we are experiencing individually is being experienced collectively. You're just aware of your individual aspect and experience of it. But knowing that you are never alone, knowing that there is always somebody else experiencing that same situation from their own perspective, means that you are able to consciously bring into awareness that unconscious, that super consciousness truth that you are never separate, you are never alone. I'm using today, I'm trying to figure out if it's working. I'm streaming through StreamYard in the new studio with all the new setup. Music's playing somewhere, which I'm not sure where. Okay, there we go. Because I would like to continue to actually experiment, to learn, to grow, because that's how we actually bring about new learnings and evolution. We try new things. I can't see if you are able to comment. On Facebook, it's automatically putting subtitles on, which is really good. So it's a bit of an experimental episode. Why do we even try? It's come up, it was going to be the topic of conversation anyway. It came up in the podcast earlier, which was absolutely phenomenal, and it is being brought to me over and over again. There is also a very powerful learning and truth which I have put into a video yesterday about divine masculine and feminine energies, and the requirement to actually stop labeling things. Please, all the divine feminine, all the divine goddesses, queens, empresses, hear my call. Stop with all the divine feminine separational aspects. By saying you are divine feminine, you are removing the masculine. I know that in order to be complete, you have to bring in and heal both masculine and feminine qualities to bring into unity who you are in completion. This is to be divine masculine or divine feminine, it's to be completed. But to say you are one or the other brings into the conscious or subconscious awareness a form of separation. What I was shown last night, amongst some other very beautiful downloads, beautiful, it does come up, comments come up, okay, thank you, is that the reason for the repression of the divine feminine within the collective consciousness of humanity is exactly the same reason that there are so many narcissistic and evil people in very high powered and influential positions. What we try to separate from ourselves or from something else needs to be viewed to understand that it exists. So first of all, allow me to go back to the divine feminine. By referring to the earth as our mother, by referring to the moon as our grandmother, we are surrounded by some very large entities that we have given or perceived to be feminine. The earth is feminine. We've removed her masculine. By doing this, we have to then go about bringing balance to the equation by being collectively masculine. I used to believe that it was purposely done to repress the feminine qualities, to keep us all more regimented, narrow-minded, more straight-lined, more controllable. But in truth, we create it all. We've created this separation of the energies within the earth through the labeling of her as her. She is feminine in her qualities, just as if you're a woman, you are more of an embodiment of divine feminine, but the earth has masculine qualities to her as well. And I would like for us all to realize and to connect and to tap into this truth, to stop labeling things as left or right, masculine or feminine, and to bring back the completion of not only yourself but of the collective. The same principle is true for the narcissistic and demonic forces in existence. I exist in completion because I know that I am the light and the dark, the good and the bad, and the ugly. I have within me the potential to experience and to create the most beautiful acts of kindness as well as the most sadistic acts of hatred. Everything in existence or potential to exist is within me. I know this and I accept it in completion. I know this because I have walked both sides of the path. I have a full understanding of both sides, not only within this life but in previous ones. The collective likes to believe themselves to be superior to the animal kingdom that they evolved from. We are beings, we are souls within an avatar body, we are energy within a physical body. We are a soul experiencing physical form, but whilst we are in these physical forms, these human beings, these mammals which have evolved from not too long ago, bashing each other's skull in for very survival to gain shelter and food. We've evolved and come a very long way. But to repress and try to deny there is an animalistic urge within us is to hide it in the darkness. Hide it in the darkness within yourself, within the collective. And whatever you deny persists. Knowing that everything outside yourself is an external representation of yourself, if you try to deny and hide and prevent any form of darkness within yourself, there is no other alternative but to project it outside yourself so you can see it and experience it as part of reality, as part of the whole. Without light, there is no dark. You know, it's like, oh yeah, this part doesn't exist. We'll ignore this part. Just focus on this part. Yeah, okay, focus on the light, focus on the good qualities in the world, but accept the complete story. Accept everything that is there. Otherwise, you are limited in your ability to understand without a full spectrum of information. If you only look at this side, you only get the information on this side. You need the complete picture to understand, to learn, to grow, to gain the information and experiences you are here to experience. The more that we try to exist in love and light and unicorns and rainbows, the more we will be shown elements outside of ourselves, outside of our control or belief that they are aspects of ourselves in the external world, because it is required. And until we actually look at those which wish to control and destroy and repress us, the narcissistic and demonic tendencies that exist within the governments around the world, until we acknowledge that they are part of us and do the inner work upon ourselves, they will always be there to represent this part of ourselves externally to us. You cannot run away, you cannot hide. Stop fucking trying to. Stop trying to pretend that life doesn't include suffering. Whatever you try to deny will persist. We know this. But at the same time, whatever you focus upon grows. So choose to focus upon the qualities which you wish to grow in yourself and the collective. But only do so if you're willing to fully, completely, and for want of a better term, eternally exist. The darkness is the wrong term to use here. I've got to where I am because I ventured into the darkness willingly. I went into the darkness. I walked hand in hand with the devil. I gained all of the information and learnings from him that I could, and then I parted ways. The angel and the devil upon your shoulder do not exist separate to you upon your shoulder, whispering to you in your ear. They are part of you. They are internal aspects of you. They are the yin and the yang within you. You are the angel and the devil in completion. Trying to pretend otherwise, you are again removing your attachment to reality, not only within this physical realm, but within the astral as well. So everything you experience is there to be simply experienced. And to try to deny one aspect of an experience is to deny the complete experience itself. Please bring back everything you have put outside yourself. Please acknowledge that there is darkness within you, and actually learn to appreciate the darkness. Appreciate the anger and frustration. The reason that anger comes about is through a defiance or want to escape what is. I used to be incredibly angry because I was so separated from who I was, and I wanted to reconnect to who I am, I guess. So I was very angry at myself for being so separated from the potential I knew myself to be. But without that anger, there would not have been an indication to actually want to change, want to do something about it. So then it comes back to why even bother? Because that's the question, the topic of this evening's talk. Why bother? Why bother with any of it? It's an experience to be experienced. That's it. That's all it is. It's an adventure. The adventure of life. There is nothing to win. There is nothing to overcome, because you have already won. Life is the prize. Life is the gift. This present moment of now is the gift. And it is an absolutely phenomenal and mesmerizing experience. It's the gift that keeps on giving. So, in truth, you have already arrived. You're always more than good enough. You're always perfect. Whatever you've done was perfect, and whatever you will do going forward will be perfect. It just depends on which version of perfection you wish to experience, to then go about choosing or walking down certain paths towards that destination. And it does all start with him. I would like for you to be very aware of the language you use, not only externally but internally over the next week, and to be very conscious not to use words or embody a vibrational frequency that is less than who you are. You are a creator in all ways. To say I can't because of something outside yourself is to limit yourself to that perspective that you are less than the creator you are. Everything is a choice. To be a victim is to choose to be a victim. To say I would, but that person has actually done something, or the reason that I'm not happy is because of something outside myself. I would, but I can't. Whatever external excuse you use, you are choosing to actually take upon that excuse. You are choosing to be a victim. So if you're going to create something, why not create being a successful creator as opposed to being a creator that creates themselves a role of being a victim. So this falls back into the game of life, which was the original topic for this evening's conversation. And I would love to actually again ask any of you if there is any healings that you would like to receive, because Hump Day Healing was developed to be a channel to provide healings, universal healings. I love to express and to flow through information, and the more that I deliver, the more I give, the more I empty myself to receive more. The more energy I give, the more information I give, the more I receive. Everybody's benefiting, everybody's gaining. So in the game of life, the character you play is dependent on the character you choose. Just like a computer game. You start the game and you choose the avatar being. The game is being created by you, for you, to experience, to play, to be the player playing the game, and the avatar in the game believing that they are the game, that they're experiencing what we call life. And you've also created the game. I've done a couple of guided meditations for that. I'll send it to you. I'll send you a copy after, because they're not uploaded for a while. So at the beginning of the game, you have certain characteristics, certain qualities, and you go about venturing into the game to discover certain missions, quests, to overcome them, to complete them, to gain more information, more power-ups, to then be able to continue through the game. Each time that you achieve something, each time that you complete a level, as we were discussing earlier today, likened back to Mario, every time you gain a coin, when you get a certain amount of coins, you get an extra life, you level up. You gain a mushroom and you become bigger. You gain a star and become invincible. Whatever element of power up or leveling up that you're able to experience in your life, you go about experiencing. In order to overcome the boss in level 1, you require a certain amount of capability in order to achieve and overcome that boss. When you get to level 5, the actual game is a lot harder, but because you have gained all the information to get you to that point, you're able to overcome that boss with a few more learnings along the way. It may take you a few more tries, but eventually you complete it. It may take you a few lifetimes. It may take you a few hopefully not too many more than a few lifetimes. You will continue to experience the same situations with a different person in place. Say that you are feeling trapped in a job, or that you always experience the same sort of relationship. You'll continue to do this until you gain the information, the learnings required to overcome that level, to then move past it. You continue upon the game, each level becoming harder, but having more information and capability to be able to overcome that level of challenge. The game of life is eternal. The universe is eternal. When you finish one game, you simply start another. And it's likened to a journey, a walk. When you go out for a walk, you have an hour to go out and enjoy a walk. So many people are focused on trying to achieve as opposed to experience. To achieve a walk, I'm going to go out for a walk, I'm going to walk as fast as I can, as far as I can, so that when I get to halfway through the time, I can turn around and walk as quickly and as fast as I can back to where I started. This is life. We return to whence we came. It is the enjoyment of the journey of life that is the only element that we are able to choose the pace of. You're born and you die, we know this. So instead of rushing through life, trying to achieve something outside of yourself, how about slow down? and enjoy your surroundings. Enjoy this moment of now. If you speed past a field in a car, then it's just a blur of green. If you cycle past it, slowing down a little, then you can actually see the separate shapes and forms of those green, that those different plants and potentially some colour of some flowers. Walking past it, you can actually disassociate from one thing to another. You can see that one plant is separate to another. You can see physical form, physical shape. You can experience and enjoy each unique aspect for what it is, with all the various colours being able to be integrated into your internal representation of the external. But in truth, not until you stop. Stop trying. Only once you stop do you really experience what life is. And you stop and you look at a single flower. If you focus upon it for a long enough period of time, to start with, you will stop seeing it as a yellow flower and you'll start to see the different shades and textures to the colour and to the actual physical structure of that flower. And with enough time and enough focus of attention, you'll start to actually see the energy which is vibrating to create that flower. The flower will seem to vibrate and pulsate, to become alive. The flower hasn't changed. It's always been alive. It's always been pulsating and vibrating. You've just never seen it as this before. Not until you stop. Stop trying. Stop trying to be or achieve or do. Simply know that you've already achieved everything, and that you're only on a journey of experience towards each and every moment of achievement. With a single breath in and out being all you need do. The flower seems to become alive and vibrant because you have tapped in to who you truly are and able to see the truth of the world around you as well as who you are in completion. You are the flower. You are the grass. You are the air. You are the body. You're the soul within. You are the designer, the creator, the player, and the avatar in the game. You go behind the curtain to see what is there and realize that you are everything in completion, nothing at all. And this is why none of it matters. It doesn't matter what you do. It really doesn't. It's only your personal experience which creates a desire to experience something other than what you are potentially experiencing in that moment. If you're experiencing pain, you want to escape the pain and experience pleasure. That's your desire. It's your desire to experience a life of enjoyment and pleasure. It doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things, because none of it matters. If the universe ended now, would it matter? You could say if your life ended now, it would matter because you would leave others in a state of heartache that you wouldn't be able to provide and to go about experiencing life with your loved ones. That's your own pain. That's your own perception that you have projected onto them. You don't know how they'd feel. Of course they'd be in pain. But again, is it not the struggles in life which actually lead us or guide us down those paths towards a happy ever after? Again, likened to a Disney cartoon, the character experiences something negative which changes their course of direction down a path towards their final destination, the life of their They're dreams. And that's all it really is, a dream. You are the dreamer of the dream, dreaming the dream. And you are the dream. And I feel myself at the moment, as I would like to actually ask for you all to do the same, to ground in the information that you currently have. If we go too far down the rabbit hole without a feeling of being grounded or anchored to a state of conscious awareness, it can cause all sorts of implications to the physical self. Conscious mind is only able to comprehend so much information. If you go too far without a safety line, it can be detrimental. So I'd like to ask that whilst we are all collectively going about transcending and transmuting so much negative energy within the collective, that we ground ourselves into this present moment of now, and that we enjoy life simply for the experience that it is, the adventure it is. Like we were talking about before this live, during a session, the vacation that is your life. Knowing that when you go on vacation, quite often at the start things seem to go against your plans, and then that causes a degree of suffering, a resistance to what is. You planned a holiday, and if it doesn't go accordingly, it creates suffering. When you're born, you have to go through certain sufferings outside of what is perceived to be your control to then settle into the holiday. When you settle in, it's then enjoyable. And then you get to the position nearing the end when you start to become remorseful of the things you didn't do in the holiday, and being fearful of the holiday coming to an end, forward projecting and actually removing the enjoyment from the rest of the holiday up to that point of completion. You might die tomorrow. You might not die for, really, you could live way past 100 years. The limitation of our lifespan is created by the collective consciousness that we are only able to live to that period of time. If collectively we believe that we could live to be 500, then would this not be so? We create what is on a collective scale, just as we create the government which controls us through collectively agreeing to be controlled. It's all a choice. Everything you experience is your choice, whether you like it or not. You've chosen this life. You've chosen to learn certain things, and you have been given certain situations and characters in your game to provide you and gift you these learnings. Some are there to bring you connection, warmth, affection, love. Others are there to challenge you so that you can overcome those challenges and gain the information upon the other side. So I'd like to channel through some healing. And again, wherever you are listening to this, and whenever you're listening, all you need to do to receive this healing is open up and accept it. Because there is no separation, not in time or space, only the perception or illusion of it. So by channeling through this energy, it will be received by you at the exact time that you require it. So allow yourself to slowly start to close your eyes and enter into that warm, safe and secure space. Go ahead and focus your attention for a moment down towards your feet. And as you take a breath in and out, allow as that energy enters in the crown of your head and travels through you, passing down through you, flowing through you, as it trickles and soaks down, deeper down still, all the way down to your feet, to the soles of your feet. And just go ahead and allow for some deep grounding and supportive roots to grow out of your feet, out of the soles of your feet into the earth. And watch as these roots penetrate the earth, going deeper down still, all the way down to the crystalline core of the earth, connecting you to the very center of our beautiful, beautiful home. Take a moment to actually acknowledge the divine feminine qualities as well as those masculine qualities within the earth. And with the next breath in, breathing in that universal pranic life force energy from the heavens above, watch as it enters into the crown of your head, shining all the way down through you to the crystalline core of the earth below, connecting you from above to below. As you take another breath in, realize that this breath from outside you actually enters into you. Try to actually notice the point when the breath becomes part of you as opposed to separate to you. And the truth is that the breath is always part of you, whether it is inside your body or outside. You're always connected to it. It's always present. As within, so without. And wherever you require healing, just allow as you receive this now. Focus your light of attention on whatever area of your body that you would like this healing to be directed, and feel as it enters into you, warming, vibrating, electrifying and pulsating around you. Beautiful cleansing and purifying energy. And I'd like for you just to place your hands, palms up, open to receive, and feel as this energy flows through you, building up within your palms. Feel as your hands begin to expand, feeling heavy, and almost as though your fingers are being blown up like a balloon. And as this energy begins and continues to build within your hands, I would like for you to bring them together and place them over your heart, allowing as that beautiful connection, as the love of the entire universe that's flowing through you, entering in through the crown of your head, passing down through you to the crystalline core of the earth below, and the love of the earth flowing through you from below all the way up to the heavens above. And as you breathe in and watch that energy surge and pass down through your body into your hands, connecting and flowing through your hands into your heart. Watch as it is creating a flow, as it enters into your crown, through your hands, through your heart, looping back down into the crystalline core of the earth and back up to the heavens above, back down into you through your heart to the earth below. As you are creating a cycle with you in the center of the universe above and the earth below, with you in the center, with love inside you as well as outside, with you in the center, as above so below, as within so without. Breathe out any and all aspects of limitation and fogs or layers of illusion, and connect in completion to the truth of who you are. I see you. I understand you. I respect, admire, acknowledge, and embrace you. I love you, as I am but another aspect of you. I'd like for you to fully lock in place all of this beautiful cleansing pranic life force energy. Lock it in place. Secure it, fasten it. Place a lid on it. Lock it in place within you. But allow it to flow freely through you. Know that it is always there. That there is always more than enough. And all you need to do to receive is to give. As you flow it through you to another, it fills you. It cleanses and purifies you. As to give the old and receive the new is more beneficial for you as well as the person that you are giving, as well as the person that is receiving. And then once again, is the cup half full or half empty? Is always full. It just depends what it is full of, whether it's water or air. It is always full of energy. We just perceive that energy to be different forms. The glass is always full. You are always full. There are just times when this truth is more separate, and there are layers of illusion which cover you from this completion. Thank you. Thank you for who you are and everything you do. Complete yourself. Fill yourself up first and then overflow to everybody else. Do not give yourself away in order to complete another or try to bring upon completion of the self. You complete yourself with the aspect that you are, the eternal self. I love you all. I thank you for everything you do, and I look forward to connecting with you on a deeper level again very soon. As I am on this new platform, I'd like to show you our meditation channel, Mainstream Meditation, tuning in to tune out and enjoying the adventure of life, one breath at a time. So on here some very beautiful meditations. It is solely dedicated to meditations. This one being particularly beautiful. This being released actually not until next month. No. I know something big is going to happen very soon, so I've been ensuring that content is created and uploaded in the Cosmic Surfer channel, with a new series launching at the start of November every Tuesday. Modern Day Mindfulness being a week after week series where we lead on from one topic of conversation to the next. Stop living in fear being the first episode. And how to always live in the 5D being the most recent video, the most beautiful one created for a while. Again, some very, very beautiful content on there. And then the website, greatestversion.club. Welcome to the club. Welcome to the 1%, being a bit of a comical putback upon the 1% which believe themselves to be superior through their wealth, whereas the 1% in truth are those which are doing the inner work. This is a very, very beautiful setup that I now have through the desire to continue to expand and go forwards. So all the courses are here, and there is a series of free courses. How to raise your vibration, anxiety freedom, and self-empowerment. I'm currently in the process of actually having a complete overhaul of the website to deliver the courses in a more easy and beneficial manner. I am aware that I give too much. I don't give too much, I give just enough. But if somebody was to go to the website to have a look, there is so much information that they quite often get distracted and forget what they were there, and then end up going off to do something else. It's a beautiful, beautiful site, and it is being created from the ground up, completely by myself. I didn't have an understanding of any of this before. I've done everything upon this journey. I've learnt it all. And this is the work that I do. Where it appears to be a beautiful island, we look below the surface to discover what is perceived to be a monster. But when we change the perspective, looking at it from an alternative angle, it no longer looks to be a scary monster. And we gain all the information that we are able to receive from the depths we would otherwise not have access to. So head over there if you feel that you could benefit from any of the courses, as well as the write-up about mental health and what anxiety is, having previously experienced it myself. And as well, I had the pleasure to interview the most amazing connect that I've had for a while. Nicholas, we've been connected for some period of time now, probably a year and a half or so, and he's been very supportive of me in my journey. And I thank him eternally for this. So if you're on Instagram, please go over to The Wave in the Ocean, and subscribe, follow him, and gain access to all of his beautiful content. And be sure to actually go over to listen to the podcast, as the podcast is now being released on a weekly basis, and I've stepped away from the radio show to bring back complete, authentic, creative ownership over what I do. So, to put it easily, I wasn't getting back what I was giving, and I was creating in a way to limit my ability to be more mainstream. This is not who I am, this is not beneficial. So I have stepped away from having a radio show, which my ego obviously loved having its own radio show, and I have gone into the sole creation of a podcast. So the information is still being shared, but on the podcast, midday mindfulness, being on any of the podcasting hosting platforms. Again, the episodes all there. This one being the next one to actually release, episode number 4. Again, I've created and released all of the content, taking us into not only November, but all the way actually through November. Something big's happening, something big's coming, and I am prepared in all ways for it, with the knowledge that I will not be prepared at all when it arises, and I will accept whatever comes up, with the knowledge that I did what I could at the time when I went about creating what I did with the information I had at that time. Acceptance again. Acceptance is the fundamental aspect to everything. Accept when it is raining, accept when it is sunny, accept when it is warm, accept when it is cold, accept when it is dark, accept when it is light, and look for the beauty in all of these. Yeah. Enjoy the experience for what it is. I do because I can. I do everything because I can, and I can because I am. It is my personal mantra that I quite often hear myself. I do because I can, and I can because I am. That's it. The only reason. And it's the best reason. I love you all. I leave you feeling grounded, secure, energized, and revitalized if you are continuing through your day, or with a deep sense of relaxation, accomplishment, and contentment if you are at a position where it's time to relax and drift off into that deep and beautiful state we call sleep. I love you all. And until next time, namaste.